Hello YouTube, it's Rob, Maxwells Grass Cutting Services, based in the northeast. I hope everybody's well and having a good day. Today's video, it's time to drop the ego. That's me, you and all the self-employed UK gardeners. What do I mean? Well, I think my biggest learning curve this year has been don't race to the top. We all, certainly I say we all, that's rude of me, I can't comment on yourself, but I can comment on myself, and I've been in a hurry to get the big contracts, you know, the big commercial contracts, work for the big companies and, you know, think, oh, this is me made it. Well, I got a huge contract this year and I don't have the contract anymore. I let it go, and there's many reasons for that. I won't go into most of them because I might get myself into trouble, but a few of the reasons are it was too much for us, and I've got to look at it and say I took too much on. And what did I learn from that? I learned that the big contracts aren't all the be all and end all, and I have some commercial work which is absolutely fantastic, but it's small scale. Once you start pushing up the big contracts, let me tell you, the physical demands on your body is horrendous. And I underpriced the job, and it was horrific, really. And looking back, I was a bit stupid and a bit naive. But the promise of winter work and starting in March and not finishing till the end of November, and then going fortnightly till Christmas, it had an appeal. And working for a big, you know, world-renowned company, it gave me a bit of pride. But it was silly because physically, you know, I used to go one day a week and the physical demand of that day was horrific. And then the next day, I used to go out and do 7 gardens in Low Fell. 7 mow, blow and goes, right? And they were a joy. And they ranged between 25 and 45 quid. And I had the same money that day as I did the previous day, where I was flogging my guts out of the commercial contract. And it just didn't work. Didn't work for me, and I made a huge mistake. And what I'm saying is, don't make the same mistake I made. If you're going to bid for a commercial contract, 3,000 square meters of grass to cut, hedges, weed killer, etc., get your price it high, because it's a lot of hard graft. And I worked out, you know, the money I'll be making there, I'll just have to reinvest in more mowers and more higher grade equipment, and I wouldn't be making anything over and above what I do the next day when I go to Mr. and Mrs. Cannibodies. But my ego got the better of me. I thought, yeah, I'll be working for... Didn't work. So what have I learned? I'm keeping my customers. I'm going to put my prices up a little bit next year, and the gaps I've got, I'm going to fill them with small to medium gardens, mow, blow and goes, and I'll be there from mid-March until the end of October. And then during the winter months, what we're doing this year, just one-off garden tidy-ups and hedge work. Me and Ian are coming together, and we've got quite a bit of work booked in, and we've got enough to keep us going over the winter. I won't be giving it big time Charlie and looking for big contracts, because I'm 55, I work by myself, and the physical demands of that and the stress, and you know, I don't want to be negative towards the people, but can you do this, can you do that? It was just Mr. and Mrs. Cannibody, £25 in and out, £35 in and out, little break. That's where my business is. And it's took me to make the mistakes to sit here and say, don't do as I do. Don't do as I say, do as I do, whatever the saying is. I made a mistake with a big contract and it didn't work out. And I'm telling you, because I'm honest. And I don't want people who are starting out putting in for commercial work and thinking that it's the golden nugget, because it's not, unless you price it right. And I didn't price it right. And I find that a lot of these companies, they don't want you high-end prices. They want a lot for not a lot, if that makes sense. And I had my fingers burnt a little bit, but I live and learn. I fight till, you know, I live to fight another day. Next March, my advertising campaign, probably February, will be something along the lines of is your garden small to medium? Do you think that it's too small for a professional gardener? Well, let me tell you, it's not. Here at Maxwell's, something like that. I haven't even wrote it yet, but I will. And I'll add half a dozen, maybe up to a dozen mow blown goes, and that'll be me back up to sort of full capacity, and I'll go for the season. And then end of October, I'll start again with the garden tidies and the hedge work, etc. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill up with 4 days and then leave one for one-off work. And I will not, I guarantee, right, I will definitely not be taking on any more big jobs. I've learned my lesson this year, and what a lesson it was, and I just want to share it with you. So if you're going to price a big job up and you think, oh, it's a bit brilliant, make sure you price it appropriately. Make sure you look at it and say, do I really want to put my body through the physical challenges that this is going to undertake? Do I want to put my equipment through those challenges? Is my equipment up to scratch? Or by the end of the season, am I going to have to buy new gear? And then all that extra money you're making, you're not really making, because you're just having to reinvest to service that job in itself. Would you not be better off adding half a dozen mow blown goes to your contract? Keeping it easy. We had a saying in the military, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And it's so appropriate in this circumstances. Keep it simple. That's what I'll be doing, keeping it simple. I won't be going for big time Charlie anymore, thinking, oh, look at me, I'm the bee's knees. Nah, it's not what it's all about. Keep it simple. Keep your small gardens, your medium gardens, Mr. and Mrs. Canny Bodies, every fortnight, every week, and that's the way to go. Build up your business and go. These big contracts aren't what they're not all what they're cracked up to be, and I've had my fingers burnt and I've learned from it. But like I say, I live to fight another day. Yeah, we're coming toward the end of the season. It's been a tough season. Sometimes it's been a bit down, but you know, on the whole, we can't grumble, can we? We'll have to do a little bit of work through rain, but at least the Green Goals Creek, you know, it's kept going, growing. The phone's never stopped. It's been phenomenal, as in the amount of work. I'm still getting phone calls now, and we're booking them in for mid sort of November. I've got a few spaces. I'll finish cutting regular maintenance at the end of October. I'm almost full for November. We'll get a little bit of work in December. I'm taking 3 weeks off over Christmas, and then start again in January. Probably be a quiet January, February, then the season kicks off in March. So it's all positive. I don't want this to be a negative video, but what I want to do is just share the message with you. Big contracts aren't all what they're cracked up to be. I had my fingers burnt this year. I've learnt, I've moved on, and I'm going to dust myself down, put my gum shield back in and keep moving forward, and just rebuild with small, medium customers. And yeah, and I've learned a valuable lesson. And that valuable, it's a bit like when I thought about getting a ride on. You remember that video about a year ago? I thought, oh, I'm going to get a ride on, spend a few quid, spend a couple of days sat on a ride on, it'll be lovely. And it didn't quite work out. And having a big fancy contract didn't quite work out neither. That's life, isn't it? We have to live and learn. We've got to suck it up and move forward. So that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the comments. Let me know. I'm dead interested. It can't be me who's just done this. Have you in your business journey took on a big contract, and about 6-8 weeks in you think it's too much for us, I've underpriced it? Even if I put it to the correct price, it's still too much for us, and it's too much for my equipment, and I've made a mistake. And have you been honest and just shook them hand and walked away, told them that? How did you get out of it, or did you just walk away? I can't be the only one, because we think mentally we can do things, and then when you get to do it and you look at it in the cold light of day after a couple of visits, you realise, whoa, this is twice as much as I envisaged. So please let me know in the comments, have you took on a job and then realised, whoa, this is too big for me, I can't do this. Anyway, all the best, take care, thanks very much for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the likes and the comments. I do try and get back to every comment, all the emails, I try my best, and I love listening to your partner. It's great, it's educational. So take care. Remember, when the green gold's growing, it's growing at the minute. Sorry, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. It's been a long day. And don't take on big contracts to think, oh, look at me, I'm big time Charlie. Stick to the simple things in life. Small, mow, blow and go. It's easier and it's a lot less hassle. You'll thank me for it in the long run. Take care. See you soon.